to me, I say my salvation started there. I will tear up. My salvation started from having someone.
Allow the tears to flow. Allow the tears to
flow. Makeup. My salvation came from just knowing that God sent someone just. Sijakuja kukuuliza what happened. Sijakuja kukufanyia chochote. I just came to give you a hug and pray with you and know that it will be well. I remember someone telling me I cannot even say that I understand what you're going through because I've never even heard it in news. Sijaisikia tu mtu amekuwa publicly rejected and humiliated like that. But here now it happens that someone stands publicly in the pulpit. They publicly reject you. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlewomen, karibuni sana to the Ladies and Gentlewomen podcast. My name is Tabasamu, and of course I'm not alone. I'm joined by...
Hi guys, Marian Mukasia, Manita. Karibuni.
Hello, I'm Hilda Nikesa Favor. Welcome.
Today, we are going to talk about letting go and letting God. A beautiful topic for us today. And in life, at times we face challenges or we find ourselves in positions that it becomes hard for us because we want to use our own strength to solve our issues, or we want things to go our way. And we forget that God is the author and the finisher of everything that concerns us. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlewomen, today we are privileged to have one of us sharing with us her story on letting go and letting God. Karibu sana Favor.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Wow, it feels, let me say, surreal because you know, after something happens, you can't imagine that you can always go back and talk about it.
Yeah.
Tunaonanga ni kama it's almost impossible. So you can imagine the minute that it happens. You can imagine few moments after it happens.
Yeah.
But I think hata before I dive into the story, me being here right now, being the way I am, it is a testament that God's plan is always the best.
Very true.
It hurts, inatufinyanga in a way, it like gold, you know, it goes through fire so that it can be refined. So at times, hawezi jua ni kwa nini some things are happening. Yeah, just to encourage you as you are listening to this story that it is not a point of breakage again. It is like a testimony because God has been amazingly faithful. You know, so nianzie wapi wapendwa? Don't make this tension for me.
No.
Ndapata anxiety.
Begin from anywhere.
Yeah, so I think to build up the base of the story, I can go back like 2021. I've been working in Qatar and I just finished my contract and now I have to come back home. And God is so faithful that I get work.
Yeah.
So my transitioning from Qatar to home is from one work to another. And that's the best thing that happened. And since 2021, I was so active with church ministry. So this story, it's not from a person that is away from the presence of God. This is my story in the presence of God, inside like doing the will of God, but finding yourself making very, very absurd and wrong choices in life. So yeah, so I come in 2021. I think I was around 28. I wasn't 28 then. That year ikisha ndio nilikuwa na turn 20. Was it 28? You guys know my age. But I was still in my 20s. In my mind, I was just thinking, okay, I've been away from Kenya, running from all the traumas that we have in life. It's time to go back and face like those difficulties. Go settle, get someone in your life and just settle, you know. So ikakuwa, like it became a desire inside me that, okay, as I'm coming back to Kenya, I would like to settle down. But little did I know that God had other plans. Scripted wise, I just thought, okay, I'll stay by 2022. Maybe I'll be in a relationship 2023.
Hesabu za kichwa.
Exactly. Yani unajipangia mwenyewe. You know.
Yeah.
And 2021 went. Na there is no one that approached me. 2022 went. And there was this person, a very amazing person that my peers, people around me thought, okay, this guy can be the perfect match for you. And I really fought with that because with me I had, you know, my list.
Yeah.
Yeah, American height, tall, dark, handsome, and that.
Yeah.
You know, so when this person was coming and throwing to jabs like interest, I really blocked him. I just remember the first date I went with him and he talked and I just came back crying because I was like, God, that can't be it. So
did he approach or did the people around you force the...
I cannot know because it's hard to talk from their perspective.
Right.
But me, I felt like as far as he gained the courage to come and approach me, pia walikuwa wananisukuma wakisema he's like the right guy. He was in his late 30s by then, and I was given these good qualities, blah blah, and I couldn't see myself like, okay, wachana na hiyo the outer things.
Yeah,
I could just imagine it's me. This is my husband. I fought with that a lot. And for that reason, I think nikaanza to feel guilty. I just started feeling, okay, maybe I'm single all this while because I rejected so and so. Ikaanza kukua guilty yenye siwezi share na mtu. It's in between. Najiuliza, should I consider that kajama? Alafu tena nikikaa tena nijifikiri, hey, my heart is like, no, hapana. So that's 2022, 2023, nothing. No one is coming and I can't explain. I'm now
But deep inside you have the desire to settle
You have the
down.
desire. And I think as ladies you can, mneza nielewa, it is not normal or obvious. You just live a whole year, hakuna mtu amekukatia. Hakuna mtu hata make ile sound ya hata hey madam. And the worst that happened that year, I remember I was coming from church. Mimi nilikuwa mama kitenge here and there. And then I'm just at the road waiting for boda to come. And then this guy akasimama, akanibeba. So as we were going, we started talking. And then in the middle of our chat, akasema, hey, kumbe wewe ni msichana. Nimekaa hivi nikashangaa, huyu mama mwenye anasimama hapo anangoja nini? Ati nimefikiria wewe ni mama. Venye nimeongea na wewe ndio nimerealize wewe ni msichana. So that thing really struck me. Okay, I just knew my time is going. And
how did you feel about that?
It really hurt because you know that physically it's not inward anymore. Physically people wana notice unazeeka. Unaona, because this guy, random person, just assumed me ni mama. Na sasa hivi mimi nilikuwa in my best element, you know. And I think also part of the thing that was adding the pressure and making me feel lonelier, I had surrounded myself with people who are married. It is not a bad thing, but that they cannot be your only friends that you have. Me, they were my everything. They were my only friends. Wakiongelea issues zao, oh, it's marriage related, and mimi niko hapo now, you see. So it made me feel like you are out of place. And I forced myself to belong for the longest time. Na ikukuwa rahisi. Because you imagine a whole year, the people you're surrounding with there, oh, my wife this, my husband this, we are planning this as a family. Okay, Hilda, you can come along. Like, I just come in as a by the way. Like, I actually, I third-wheeled for the longest time. And me, like, sorry?
And during that time, did you, like, when you were third-wheeling, did you did you realize?
I didn't. Alafu until things that involved couples or marriage could come up, ndio ninge realize kumbe mi sijaolewa, you know. And I know that my people really meant good, and it started being like a prayer point. Every time we are together like families, they could talk and then end up with, Hilda, we are praying with you. Next year is your year. You're going to find someone. We're going to celebrate that wedding next year. It built anticipation in me. It built can I say a hearting desire, because you want to be somewhere, yet you are not. And it was the longest time. Yeah, so my story starts in 2024. 2024, early at the beginning of the year. As I told you, I'm so committed in church. So my life is just revolving me, work, church. It's the best time of my life that I had to experience and serve God during that time. Like, I never regret anything that I did. And with that, after some time, you realize that, for instance, I was ahead of a youth group. You realize that the people you are in charge with, they are transitioning. They are transitioning to marriage. They are dating. Na wewe ni yule. Pale. I remember some girls one day just came and asked me, I think it was out of concern, like, whatever, nini ile kufanyikia? Like, what did men do to you? And they were asking, uko sure kabisa hujaikatiwa? Unajua, it is hard for me to tell them, like, yeah, and it's not even 1 year, like it's been a while, like sijaikatiwa. But so walikuwa zile inquisitive, like, what's happening in your life? It's a good and genuine concern.
How did that make you feel?
I think in the previous episode we talked about something, the strong woman syndrome. I held all these with, Hilda, you have to be strong.
Sababu wewe ni kiongozi.
Mimi ni kiongozi. Like, there was no chance of being vulnerable. There was no chance of showing weakness, you know. And I was also, I don't say me groomed, but groomed is a very bad word. But I was also becoming a certain lady in the picture of everyone apart from myself. So deep inside, I used to cry a lot. I used to finish the meetings. I used to come from church, and then the first thing I do, I just cry. I cry because, God, are you really genuine? Like, uko sure nimezombea kitu for this long, until now hakuna sign. Like, are you sure you are God? You know, those questions, like, what's wrong with me? Like, why don't I measure up to becoming someone's interest or like? Bona mtu anipendi, blah blah. So it became a lot of nights I used to cry. I just cry. Kesho yake, you wear your strong woman garment in your marina alituambia last episode, and then you move. And then the story started changing when it was around April. A certain guy just started showing interest. The first thing that I noticed about this guy is that he's younger than me. Not 1 year, not 2 years, not 3 years, but 6 years younger. And okay. I debated with it. He showed interest. He never came like boldly to say from the beginning. So alikuwa tunaonyesha interest, you know, those calls, text, umelala, umekula nini, have a good night. Over and over again. So this is around end of April, May, June, July. And I think to some point, because we were serving together, na Hilda is a strong woman. Like, it's so hard to crack me mpaka nikupe opportunity. So I had to pin him with the wall, like, what's this? Like, how is it uko unapiga month 1, month 2? You want us to talk on phone over and over again? Where is this headed? I was so conflicted because the guy is younger than me. But now I look at the society. What will the society say? Alafu ninajiambia, anaitwa Guardian. Guardian and the wife wameachania 20 years. And before akuje kuni ask officially, I asked a certain amazing person. And then akaniambia, yeye kwa the duration that she's married, she has never seen at any point that age came to help them. That because my husband is older than me by these years, imenisaidia, blah, blah. So akaniambia, no, if is that guy like, unaona he's genuine, he loves God, blah, blah. If you are okay with it,
Yes.
because it's up to you. People, if they start talking, of which they did, if they start talking, they will not be talking about other people. It's about you. So are you okay to withstand the talks? I thought about it. So venye alikuja kuniuliza hapo around, I think almost August, I was ready. I think I was like, why not? Why not give this a chance? Deep inside, I was so conflicted. I was like, but sasa ndio jamaa mwenye Mungu ameallow akakuja kukukatia.
Yeah, and then maybe you've been praying God.
Yeah,
So
you've been praying, and you know, I was so specific. And I think for this reason, I stopped praying about my husband. I stopped. I was so specific to some tiny details. Because I remember I used to tell God, I really want my husband to have a skill when it comes to wood. So surely jamaa anakuja anakuambia okay, napenda hii, but one of my dreams ningependa kufungua furniture shop. Hata kama ni nyinyi.
answered prayer.
Oh my good God, this is not funny. Yeah, so Mia is so like, okay. Yeah, he's the one. I think my red flag started from the first date that we went, an official date. So we planned for a date. Yeah. We go to a certain resort, and tukafika huko hivyo. We had a cup of tea and some snacks. So I don't know what happened. Akaniuliza, and I think I had planned to say yes on that day. Nilikuwa nimemundia mshipi, nimeandika I love you so and so, and I gave it to him like I say yes, nimeagree. So nikasema yes, we are in that resort, and our date, mi sijui alikuwa ameplan ina take how long, because we went around mid morning. So by the time ifike lunch, ninasikia njaa. Semini njaa. I am so hungry. And mi sijui kama like akona plan gani. And then I had asked some few people around me, okay, Hilda, tunajua wewe you can, like, I can comfortably go and pay for the date.
Yeah.
But since you are going for a date, why don't you give him a chance to take care of you? You know? And I think that's the mistake I made. Muskubalingi the minimum. Kumbe my amazing person was just, I don't know, he had planned only for breakfast.
Oh.
So ikafika lunch anaform. And I laugh about this. Kulikuwa na wedding inaendelea kwa hiyo resort. Oh my good God. So I suggested na he followed. That's the funny thing. I just suggested, what if tupange laini kwa hii wedo, laini ya food. Aya, alafu nikasimama, mi nikaenda, so I expected, okay, as a man, with your ego kidogo, hawezi kukuja. Kupenduka nyuma, ako nyuma yangu, wapanga laini.
Kwa harusi.
Harusi ya mtu hatujui. Yeah, harusi ya msemo hatujui. So, oh my, we had a very good meal that was unplanned, that wasn't in our pocket. Alafu mkumbuke, I love deco. Yeah. So the first thing when we entered in that resort, I noticed the deco. I started taking pictures. So in the spirit of taking pictures, we started taking pictures with him. Sini first date hata nyinyi mnataka kukumbuka. So we took photos when we entered of the venue na kila kitu. And then while we were eating, we took some photos also. It was amazing. It was really amazing. So I'm someone's girlfriend. I remember the following day we had a youth dinner in this place. And everyone came. The youth came. And the preacher of the day alikuwa na insist anauliza, is this girl really single? Like, what's happening? Is this girl single? You know? But you know, I'm just one day into the relationship. Yeah. So I cannot stand and say I'm in a relationship. Yeah. And we agreed with him, let's take things slow. Can we be silent about our relationship until we are stable enough so that tukianza kulet in watu, we are stable, we are strong enough kupokea hizo maneno, Hilda is older than him, blah blah. And I think it was Mary for only 1 week. It was good. He used to bring me miwa. And this is funny. This is something that I can blame the people around us. Especially as ladies, we are told that your standards are so high. Usikwe na hizo standards, zireduce kidogo, accommodate. Because mi nikiangalia back, if I ask myself, I could not accept. Mtu ananiletea miwa. Unaelewa? Like, okay, it is nice, it's sweet. Maybe this is someone else's story. Tulisikia Rodo alikuwa anapeana mahindi. So why are we putting ourselves 2018 na yet tuko 2024? Unaona? So like, I wish I could realize that also that is a red flag without me knowing. So the guy used to bring me miwa, all merry, all fancy. And then people like wakaanza speculate, because you remember I have a circle of friends. These people know me so well that when something is either wrong or good in me, they will tell. So wakaanza speculate. What's happening here? Nikajiambia, nasi ni watu wetu. Like, what's the big thing they could do? I just shared the news with them. I actually told the guy, can we tell the people around us at least? I told the people around us, they were so supportive. Oh, glory to God. Our prayer has been answered. We are anticipating blah, blah. Their joy also was kind of made complete. So this validated. Unaonanga ile nye. Exactly. At the witness of 2 or 3. Mimi mwenyewe nilijiambia iko sawa, marafiki zangu pia wameniambia iko nini?
Iko sawa.
So alafu swali ikakuwa, I am a servant of God. How have I told my friends without telling my pastor? Unaona? So there was that go tell him. Na mimi namwambia like no, like bado, like I don't think our relationship is ready yet to disclose it to our senior pastor. But little did I know that immediately after the date, the guy had sent all the photos of our date to our pastor and told him that we are in a relationship. So I don't know how I feel about this, but it's funny because when I was eventually like ready to share with pastor, that is like a week, or was it 2 weeks after? It was a Sunday. When I was ready, I thought we are disclosing this news to him, like together. You know, I thought that this is something that we are doing, the two of us, we are disclosing this news, but only to find that he had already told the Rev that we are in a relationship. So it was a surprise to me, not to everyone else in the room. And I was just like, wherever, okay. At the end of the day, ngejulikana. And I think he suggested we meet up. Before we told our Rev, we had already told a certain person who could work with us. I know this is controversial, but who eventually would have been like our best couple.
Yeah.
I know it is early, but me, I knew the situation that we are in. This guy is 6 years younger. Like, can we work with a mentor from the word go? It's not that we are trying to hurry that from here to nakimbia. No, it was just like, can we work with someone from the word go, so that at least nisifike mali nianze kusema na kuna utoto, unaelewa? Like, I would have worked with someone and understood the situation. I don't know how my people took that. They thought I really rushed things, which it's valid for them. And my people are amazing people who, after the Sunday that we disclosed to our Rev, immediately it was shared in the group. So it was no longer me and my people, my friends knowing it. It was now a 2-week relationship that has been disclosed to the whole church. To the whole church. And I had a lot of mixed feelings about that. I received a lot of backlash. I received a lot of silent treatments. I was so sidelined because of that, because everyone had their own opinions. Hilda is 6 years older than this guy. So everyone thought maybe the ministry where I'm serving, the senior pastor forced that guy to be with me. So they forced that this is the plan here, Hilda and that senior pastor to be joined to this guy. Like no one ever saw that this guy approached me. I didn't even say yes from the word go. Like
You took your time.
I took my time and I entered into this relationship. So the perspective of people really changed.
Yeah.
Everyone was hurt. No one was giving me.
Haukupata hata moja?
Congratulations came from my family.
Okay.
Congratulations came from, I think, majorly my family.
Okay.
My family, because I remember him saying that someone from my family called him and told him congratulations. And my closer friends, like I had friends from Kakamega. So my close girlfriends are the ones that congratulated me. And everyone else erupted with emotions. And I can say I understand why they erupted, because I was up there. I was in the light. So this thing that is being done is done in the light. It's giving a chance for everyone to see what's happening. Yeah. So everyone had an opinion about it. People were so opinionated. People started becoming angry at me. People started sending him, I remember some messages from ladies from church telling him, like, why Hilda? Like, are you so stupid enough to be forced, like, to marry Hilda, blah, blah. Like, a lot of backlash. Like, umekosa msichana umeamua kuendea mama. A lot of backlash, a lot. And the worst thing is that you see this message and it's people that you know. It's people that you're serving with. It's people that are around you. So the next Sunday, what happens? Just go to church as if it's normal. Some people may choose to ignore you. You may be talked in that particular group. You may hear whispers here and there. But
are there people that gave you like direct attitude, or is there anyone that faced you and told you he knew jinga or anything?
Directly to me, no.
Okay.
To him, several people.
Oh.
Yeah, like majority of people were facing him.
Okay.
I felt at that time, people thought that since I was so close to the senior pastor was protecting me.
Okay.
So it was like, it's a protected Hilda, but he is alone. So a lot of people went to him. And when people go to him, what does he do?
He forwards it to you. Now, that means there was the aspect of the senior pastor engineered, right?
Yeah.
The senior pastor is the one who connected the two of you. Yeah. Okay.
So people started viewing and also backlashing at him.
Oh.
Yeah, so they thought he orchestrated this relationship, of which he did not.
Oh, did he also face the senior pastor?
I don't know.
Okay.
I really
he
don't.
Never mentioned?
No, he never mentioned to me about that. Yeah. I just felt that it wasn't fair for the senior pastor to go through this because it is our own choice. I remember at some point someone told me, anyway, it is after what happened, when someone mentioned that it's like I caused the senior pastor kutupiwa matope, of which it is true because he was dragged into something that he did not start. So alisimama tu hapo these are my children. Because the guy is serving actively and I'm also serving actively. So these are ministers. And most of the time we have meetings as ministers. So everyone thought whatever is happening has been orchestrated in the office room, like in the
meetings.
Yeah. But that wasn't the case. This was just a case of a lady who hajakatiwa for the longest time and eventually someone mans up and approaches you unakubali. Like there is no harm in being in a relationship. That's my perspective. Like what is the harm in this? So apart from Izoma ish in church and with everyone else, and words being thrown, disapprovals, people going as far as just praying that this can break at any moment, So we finish September, we finish October. So all this time, no one is settling with this. Like it's not a matter that is settling in anyone. Nye mnafikiria mumemaliza, mnakuja mnakutana na nyingine. Nye mnafikiria kwamba you are finished talking, like wacha basi waongee. Mkifikiria hivyo something else also erupts. And during the time, I used to ask this guy, so what are we doing about this? And he's like, they are not the ones that I want to marry. They are not the ones that I want to be with. Because this guy was so genuine, like, I want to marry you, you know. Like, this is the aim of this relationship. Hata we shuali umombea ndo hiyo siku yote. You know, so I saw, okay, this is something that is going somewhere. And it's 1 month. Glory to God, we finish 1 month. It is the 2nd month. I think on 1 month anniversary, he bought me some flowers. Some flowers which were zilikuwa like plastic flowers. You know the plastic flowers? And I have a friend of mine who by then, now they're married, kila Charity. By then they were dating. So one day we did a double date with them. And when we did a double date, Charity aliniletea fresh flowers. Like a bouquet of fresh flowers and I don't know, a chocolate. Like vitu tu hapo. The mistake that he did, God bless. Now the husband to Charity, he told the guy that, you know, this is how you're supposed to treat your lady. Simulate zile mawaza plastic. I remember that was our first fight. Because unaambiaje watu nimekuleta mawe ya like haikuwa ina make sense.
Let's go back for flowers of plastic. How did you feel about the plastic flowers?
Can I say settling for less?
Okay.
At that time.
At that time.
At that time, hata niliogopa kuambia watu nimetumiwa flower.
Oh.
I was so scared because aje.
Okay.
I remember nilileta and then I just placed it somewhere in the kitchen nikafunika. And then I think it's Charity who found them. Then ikaanza kukua topic. Nini? Mnaona maua kama za graduation zinakuanga wrapped. Kwa kitu kanaka kama ka bottle hivi. Alafu kuna rose moja ndani. That one. So you
have suffered.
That is not suffering. That is being that was the first flower that I received. And
So for you, like, was there any excitement? Like, that's what I want to get.
what I was excited about
Yes.
is that he used to bring for me sugarcane.
Oh.
I was always excited about that. Mko kwa nyumba ya we na nani na Ibana Charity anajua ni wasijui na watu watatu anakuja na sugarcanes. Backstarter. That used to excite me. Someone is thinking about me. Someone is caring for me. You know. So him as a boyfriend, he did well. Like walikuwa anajaribu in the little capabilities he could. Because he wasn't financially stable.
Yeah.
And then, nakwambia peer pressure is bad wadau. So we heard that, every Thursday we have to go for a date. Story for another day. So it wasn't... I think it was a forced thing. Like, at times unasikizanga watu wako na story and then you want to emulate.
Kwa ground mambo ni
different. Sasa zingine hata hakuna mtu anataka kujua kwamba that Thursday maybe the guy doesn't have anything.
Yes.
He doesn't because the work that is yenye anafanya is not a full time, it's a seasonal work. So money comes after some time pia it goes. Yeah. So most of the Thursdays alafu mimi nimelelewa like a strong woman and my people are trying to unlearn me that and they're telling me usijaribu kufoot in the bills. So I'm like, and then
what happens?
Like what happens?
Tutalala njaa.
Ama tuende kwa hoteli tushinde kulipa bill, like what happens? Unaona? So right now when I start looking there I could see like those were red flags of its own. Because we were not even genuine enough to tell each other, by the way, tusiende kwa sababu hatuna.
Yeah.
Like si to save, we shall do it later. Saizi
Bora ni Thursday.
exactly. Tukuja tutembea tukikula mahindi ama miwa alafu turudi. But eventually the emotions were still high. My emotions were not settled. I remember just because mimi like I was the topic of the talk, but by then haikuwa inani affect. Like najua mimi niko 6 years older. Ule bibi ya garden ako 20. So what does she face and how does she handle it? So unaona yenye mimi na handle it's less. So my emotions are there. Angeniletea kitu ningemrudishia tu, ningemwambia you know how you're going to deal with this. Like unataka kuhandle nayo aje. The other thing that is very crucial, we said we will not disclose the relationship to the parents. We are going to do it early December. It's my birthday. It's a festive month. Tunaambia wazazi whatever they want to react with it, the better. So it was end of October, around 28th 28th, 29th, no. It was end kabisa, like, sijui ni October inishanga na 30th.
That fast.
So, at the... hiyo siku nikasikia kuja akaniambia, you know what? But stop laughing. Yawning. My story is that boring. Anyway, so he came and told me, hey, mom is coming. I'm like, okay. Anakuja kudu. Atia ametumiss sana, it's been a while, so she wants to come.
Ametumiss akimanisha?
He used to stay with the brother, okay, the sibling around. So, wanakuja kuwaona. So I was like, it's fine, like perfectly fine. But we are not mentioning our relationship to her, right? Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, so saizi we will do it in December. We just barely finished 2 months. It's actually 2 months because the end of October is 2 months. Sawa. And then the following day was on a Friday. He anaanza kutafuta mali kwenye mamake anaenda. Where can the mother go and spend and sleep when she's in Eldoret? So me, I'm like, I'm the understanding girlfriend, but whatever. Anyway, si ukikosa mahali penye anaweza lala, so unaweza niambia, I think I can help with that, you know. And everything, I think the looking stopped. Yeah, the searching for a place stopped. Yeah, because immediately he told me, okay, then my mom is coming to your place. Ni sawa. I have a bigger room that anaweza kuja kulala. And then it's around 12. Ananiambia my mom is on the way. Amefika, anachukua motorbike, anakuja. So the guy had to come to where I was staying so that anangoja mama yake. The mother comes, greetings as usual, like nothing is happening. Hey, how are you? Hi. Like ile respect. And I remember I really treated her like a client. Because I work in a guest house. So she comes, I check her in. Ameleta vitu kutoka Ocha. Among the things zenye ameleta, gave everyone else. Me sina attachment bado, sindio? So it's okay. Hata kama kuniletea, me, it's okay.
Yeah.
So we stay on Saturday. The mom works. Alilala in the guest house. I paid the room. She paid, he actually paid for the room and the mother slept. On Saturday, akatoka asubuhi, just like a client. Akarudi jioni. So the only extra thing that I was doing, I used to cook meals. Normally in our guest house, we don't offer meals. So I cook, I give her food. She alikuwa na the younger son, so they could eat it together. Wanaenda kulala. At some point, I remember the younger brother alikuja akaniambia, hi, mama naomba msaidie charger. Nikampea, like, hatukukuwa na ile interaction, like, hi, nakujua, wewe ni, no, none at all. It's Sunday. My Sundays were always a church thing. Like, me, my 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., it's full church. So this is a normal Sunday. I order a taxi, we go to church. And for some reason, I arrive in church and I met with a certain amazing lady. And she laughed us, like akanichekea in a good way, but akaniambia, Hilde, you're sure you're not preparing us for a surprise? You know, after everything that ilifanyika, mimi kukaa nyuma naanza kujiambia, so and so aliniambia hivi. Kuna uwezekano alijua like things that are going to happen later on that day. Me, I'm like, no, like I don't have any surprise prepared for you. And I'm going to church. And I did this. Every time I'm in church, I gave myself, my mind, my heart. I never even thought, nini inaendelea. And then I used to sit at the computer. So I never thought to check what's happening around me, who is looking. Nothing. Mimi niko kwa computer, making sure praise and worship is going on well, preachings are going on well, and the service is really going well. And I remember towards the end of the service, because nilikuwa nimekaa karibu na technicians in church, and this guy used to work with instruments. He came and sat next to me. And sitting next to me, my nephew was in my hands. So, akalala, but me, sijamaliza job yangu, I'm still in the computer. So what I did, I took my nephew, nikampea, akambeba. Unaona. So he seated next to me holding my nephew kwa mkono, like analea taji. Yeah. church inaendelea kama kawaida, and then people stand. We are supposed, every time we finish church, we used to recite Psalms 23. So just before the reciting of Psalms 23, our senior pastors just remembers, oh, one of our minister's mother is with us today. Why don't we welcome her to come and greet us? And the church is up, everyone is standing, and I'm the only person seated down because I'm in the computer. I have to project Psalms 23. And then, you know, this is now, in my perspective, is like mother-in-law in waiting. Ni mama ya boyfriend. Msinyamaze sana, mnanishtua. Yeah, so she takes the mic and thanks God because how the sons have grown in church, how everyone is taking care of them, and how they're improving in life. And just before she finished her talk, she says, I would like the intercessors and the people that are prayers in this church to help me pray for my son. Nothing is dawned on me yet, like, okay. And then he says, yeah, I'm praying for my son. I'm praying against the spirit of, is it distraction upon his life? In the past few months, I've been dreaming that my son is being attacked by, I don't know, snakes or what. So it means that my son has entered himself somewhere that he doesn't know. Ingeishia hapo, si hata nyinyi mnaona ni rhetorical, like it is just open, like it is a concern. Juu hata mimi ningeanza kuomba nianze kusema unatakiwa na nini. So it start getting worse, and he says my son is in a relationship, and this relationship I don't approve of. This relationship I'm against it. And you know,
she's holding the mic.
Yeah, the mic in front of the church, and everyone is listening on their feet. You know. And she alters a lot of words. At some point, I listened until it became blurry. I couldn't hear again. I couldn't see anyone again. But basically, it was just cursing the relationship. He's in a place that he doesn't know himself is there. So ni kama mimi nimemforce into something that he doesn't know he's in. Exactly, something like that. And then akasema I will not be part of that. If the church insists that we go on with this relationship, she shall not be part of it. And he finishes, returns the mic to the pastor. If there is some words zilitokea zaidi hapo, I think I didn't hear. What I heard was that. And this guy is right next to me, holding my nephew. Ama sijuka alimpeana. But all I remember is just he's seated next to me. So our senior pastor just takes the mic and says, there is power in the words of a parent. And he says, okay, before we pray, let's read Psalms 23. I'm the one in the computer. I have to project Psalms 23. And I think until date, niko tu na issue na Mungu na Psalms 23. It was the longest Psalms in my life. Verse 1, I'm projecting. Miata sikuwa naona watu. My eyes started tearing, but without showing. Remember, Miss, I'm brought up, I don't cry in front of people. So I want to cry, but I can't. Verse 2, verse 3, verse 4 to verse 6, I'm just projecting. Hata sijui nilikuwa nafinya wapi. I don't even know if I projected the whole thing, but I just finished. And then what? Unaamka unafanya nini? So I'm seated down.
Was the guy besides you while?
When we finished Psalms 23, he was seated next to me. Okay. But also this one, I feel that one of the reasons I stopped the relationship was because of this. He stood up, he left me, akaenda meeting. They were supposed to meet as praise and worship. I think in my understanding, if he could have stood up for me and say, Hilda, bring your hand. Let's go and face this thing. Let's go and call pastor, call mom. Let me tell them this is my stand. I think I could be in for it. So he leaves me seated down with the computer still on and goes to the meeting. And I remember there is a lady that I was serving within protocol that came and hugged me from behind. And it triggered because there, ningeendelea kuabsorb hizo emotions, that's when I could cry. And in my heart, unajua kuna kwanga ile sauti ya kujiongelesha. In my heart I was just telling myself, Hilda, it is well. Hilda, it is well.
Maybe before you go on, mimi ningependa kumtetea. That from where you sit, that's what you expected. Like maybe he will stand and be there for you. I'm looking at him as a surprised person too, because maybe he was also not aware that was coming.
We shall get to there. You know what I mean? Anyway, that is his story. Today is my story. I wish you give him also a chance to tell him from his side.
Let me try and answer her. What if he could come and get surprised next to Hilda?
Like me, I just wanted that assurance. Someone to tell me, like, don't worry.
For me, I feel like wasn't like, maybe he was also like, what was he supposed to do?
Okay, si tungekaa hapo tushindwe wote, what were we supposed to do? Wacha tukwame wote tukue tumekaa. Wacha kila mtu asonge in church, atuache tumekaa, waseme yenyewe waliachwa wakichanganyikiwa. You know? So the guy has gone. And I'm like, Hilda, it is well. And I remember just telling myself, you know what? Every person in this church expects you to do one thing, to storm out crying, to scream, or just cause a scene, you know, because people react to such news different. Wengine maybe they expected I go and face the mother, nimwambie, hautaniletea bibi bora siolewi na wewe, you know, blah, blah. So I kept on telling myself, assuring myself that, yani to hold your tears. Hold your tears. Like, haulilia hapa, it is okay. Like, don't show your vulnerability now. Like, just relax. I stood up, I remember I saw two of my friends. I remember I told you I had some close friends. They were together talking. And thank God, one thing that I thank God that came from their mouth, they didn't bring anything about this story. They just talked like, okay, like everything is fine, you know. And then I kept on telling them, no, I have to go. I need to go. And they were like, no, you don't have to come here. No. For anyone else, maybe it is okay for them to stay. But as for me, I need to go. And something else that I thank God about, there was a son of my boss that was around that day, and he had his car. So I kept on telling him, we need to go. I have clients, I need to go. Sijui kama alishikanisha what had happened. But mi nilikuwa nampress like, you know what? We need to get out of here. We need to go. So he goes, opens the car, akaitoa, akaiweka kwa gate. Akafungua mlango, mi nikaingia. So I just sank kwa behind seat. And I just sank myself. And everyone is passing. Sijui for what reason the vios za hiyo gari zilikuwa low. So everyone was passing at the gate, just looking at me. And looking at me. Kila mtu anapita anakuambia, usijali, itakuwa poa, usijali. And I was like, akiteni ya Ima, mwambie nachelewa clients, wako kwa mlango. So mimi najua hakuna clients. Because I needed to get out of that place. And then nikiwa kwa gari also, I remember before I just left church, I was so sure. I was so sure in my heart that I'm ending this relationship. I am blocking him. I'm blocking any other person that can call me asking me about this. And I started blocking. Nikajiambia no, blocking hata sijasaidia because mtu yote tu anaweza nipigia namba yote. So nikaweka namba yangu dunga. You know what dunga means? Unaweka like your phone is on, you can use it, but people can't access you. When they call you wanapata wewe ni mteja. So I did that and I came home. I remember nilishukishiwa kwa gate and I don't know how I walked mpaka kwa my room and I just sat in the bed and I couldn't even shed a tear. I couldn't even cry. I was so much in disbelief until ni kama nilikuwa nina lose touch with the reality. Like, what has just happened? Like, mpaka najaribu kurelieve like, ingefanyika kwa mtu mwenye hata hajulikani church, it's okay. Like, every single person, mpaka including watu wa Sunday school, wananijua kanisani. I have been publicly, can I say, humiliated or rejected. So, mi nilikuja by then nikashindwa ndio nikajua hizo stages of anger or grief. You have to, unajiambia haijafanyika, like, siamini inafanyika. You remember it's around 2. Nikaingia kwa room yangu, nimeshindwa kulia, nothing is happening. I started cleaning my room. Nomaliza, ninapanga room yangu, iko in order, natoka nikaenda kwa the next room. We are in a guest house, so I'm just cleaning rooms. I don't know why, but I'm cleaning. And then I was like, no, let me call one of my friends. I'll call the hub. So the first thing I do, I just take my phone and then I call the hub. And I ask her, where are you? And she's like, oh, niko njiani, I'm just from church. Wacha nikifika nitakupigia. To her, hata yajui nini niendelea. Nakaa kidogo, after 20 minutes. Umefika? Ati bado. Kuna nini mbaya? Naambia no, I'm just okay. After 30 minutes again, I call her. Remember, I'm not crying because I can't, like, ninalia nini. And then she tells me, yeah, I've arrived. And then, when you told me amefika, I just started breaking. I started crying. I started feeling like the worst possible crazy pain that someone can feel. Because I'm putting what I'm feeling now in words. Because I have to explain to her what has happened. She doesn't know. She's not around. So I have to explain to her what has happened and why am I crying this much. And I start narrating to her, and I don't know at what point I just reached and I couldn't even talk, and I just nikakata simu. So that's when I started pouring out. I started crying in my room. I started it's like I was wailing but without a sound, like nilikuwa nika pillow, like this is not real, like I'm dreaming, like please make me.
Why were you crying?
Rhoda, didn't you cry?
I want you to tell me why you were crying.
A lot of emotions. You have been publicly humiliated. You've been rejected. And I think the other reason that made me cry is that I was surrounded by amazing, like a group of friends. And this time is like almost 3:00 and none of them has come to check, Hilda, are you okay? So that realization of, Hilda, you are alone, started dawning on me. I cannot tell my family. My family don't know anything about it. There is no one that I can call. The only person I could call was the Habu. She's far away. So I was like, I'm facing this alone. And I remember just telling myself, you should learn, like, this is you. This is you. Without anyone caring. Hilda, is anyone caring for you? And you know that type of person who do that when I cry. Najiuliza kabisa, kuna mtu amekuja kukutetea. Kuna mtu amekuja saizi kukuambia usilie. Is anyone standing with you? And then it becomes, and also I know the enemy speaks to us. Yeah. And then I start asking myself, when it was happening in church, sanyo mama alikuwa anaongea whatever she was talking, did anyone even come and stand next to you? Did anyone come to comfort you? Did anyone even try, let's say, to stop that lady? Because mbona hakustopiwa? Like mbona, like what was the reason? What was the reason of her not being stopped and told, mama, uko na machungu zako, but si hapa kwa pulpit. So ngoja hii maneno tu suluhishe mali pengine. You see, so those thoughts, they are juggling inside me, you know. And then nikaanza kujiambia, maybe I'm not as important to people as I always think. You know, these are the people that mimi nafikirianga they can jump literally in front of a bus for me. Yani catch a grenade for me because they are my friends. They are everything that I have. But none of that happened. I received whatever I received alone. I'm in LGW alone. No one knows what's happening. I'm just alone. So that, unakumbuka the 3 or 4 years that I was fighting of being lonely, hujaikatiwa. So it all dawned in a reality that Hilda, ukweli kabisa uko peke yako. It wasn't an easy afternoon. I cried. I remember there is a lady that we used to pray together. I just found words and texted her. And I don't know, she didn't reply. Oh no, she asked me, where are you? And I said, I'm in LGW. What are you doing? I said, no, I'm just crying. Hata sijisikia kufanya chochote. And you know, it is season 1. You cry. You remember the relationship. You cry. You remember how people have reacted. You cry. And then shetani anacheza kile ki DJ Afro kwa mind yako. Na akasema, you know. And I slow motion the words. So it is just a piercing moment. And then I also thought that I'm suffering like this, but my family is not aware. And I cried. Oh my, I cried about that because it is sad. It is sad how your siblings, how your loved ones can be walking through fire and hell, and you guys are not aware of it.
Sure.
You guys, I know I've just joked about this, but this is the first time that my mom will hear this story ever. She has never known why.
You've never mentioned.
I've never mentioned this to my mom.
But your other siblings?
My siblings, after some time, it took a whole process, but after some time I just thought, let me share with them. Because by me being that vulnerable gave me an opportunity to see their vulnerability also. But it wasn't an easy month. It was November. I hope by the time tuna release the episode itakuwa past November 3rd, so that ikuwe like a 1 year anniversary about it. So nimerudi kwa nyumba, nimelia, tissues hazitoshi, nguo nimetoa sijui t-shirts ngapi, ninalia tu, my eyes are red and everything. And I remember around 7, my sister-in-law comes. She comes with the daughter. And can I say, it was God sending a relief to me without knowing. Because mi najiambia, what if angekuja? I could grow so resented to them. A lot, yani ile sana, yenye hata mimi mwenyewe singeai reverse from it. But imagine she came and she just looked at me and she started crying. And I'm like,
Mukalia what?
It was so funny because she started crying, and then my niece was there. My niece is so sharp with these things, so she's like, mbona Auntie Hilda analia, it doesn't make sense. Alafu pia, mbona mama analia, So it just became a moment of, and she never asked me anything. She just came, told me, I came to check you're doing well. And she's crying. And then she held me. She hugged me. And then she started praying. I think, to me, I say, my salvation started there. I will tear up. My salvation started from having someone.
Allow the tears to flow. The tears to
flow. Makeup. My salvation came from just knowing that God sent someone just. Sijakuja kukuuliza what happened. Sijakuja kukufanyia chochote. I just came to give you a hug and pray with you and know that it will be well. Mimi sijui nani alimtuma akuje, but it was amazing. So after that, haikunibother sana. Like nilijua I'm not carrying this pain alone. I'm carrying this pain with my sister-in-law. So yote mimi natumia the lame, like hata sielewi ati ni God, najiambia tu at least there is someone who understands whatever I've been through. Like pia Amelia amekuwa affected with what, and there I saw the first sign of love, and I was like, wow, that's when true pure family love began. Hakunijudge, hakusema chochote. I had made a lot of wrong choices behind there, nilikuwa conceal maybe a lot of things, but she didn't. She just hugged me and prayed and left. And the whole week was just ilikuwa too funny. It was just a funny week, And I remember being so angry at my brother. My brother is a teacher of the word. Right now, I do understand him, I think he's the person who compare chance, he will be moderate with everyone. Tusikose watu. Wacha tu tubaki tukue moderate. So the first text that I received, remember I blocked everyone? Yeah. So the first text I received from my brother is a very funny one. He tells me that this is not what mature people do. Open your phone.
Strong woman syndrome.
Yeah, open your phone and talk to blah blah, like that guy. And this is the guy that me and he's actually my cousin, but tumelelewa tukiwa, like ever since from young. I know my best friend, my childhood friend, my everything is this guy. And then he texts. So for the first time in my life, I just picked the phone and I told him, I don't want you to be my pastor today. Just be my brother. I am that immature. I will not. But your pain it is just speaking. I thank God because the following day, my boss and the pastor's wife came. They talked to me. So it was, kulikuwa nako ka feeling, ka consolation, it is fine. It is well. people have realized whatever you're, and I remember someone telling me I cannot even say that I understand what you're going through because I've never even heard it in news. Sijaisikia tu mtu amekuwa publicly rejected and humiliated like that. So it started also being as a stumbling block in my spirituality because I thought for the long time I was dealing with the spirit of rejection and it had gone. But here now it happens that someone stands publicly in the pulpit. They publicly reject you. Yeah.
Wow. Hey. I'm still the goosebumps all over. Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you for the boldness. I think I want us to relate it to letting go and letting God. Mm-hmm. How did you let go? And how did you let God as we wind up?
Well, if you ask me the truth, I didn't let go. Mm-hmm. Like this was, can I say, snatched from me.
Okay.
Like I thought in my mind that I do understand. Mm-hmm. I know that God is in this. Mm-hmm. In fact, tumeambia so and so, they are happy about it. Come on, we are not unbelievers. We are, both of us were serving ministers. Mm-hmm. So that's why when I started, I saying you can think that God is in something and yet he's not. Mm-hmm. So during that hurtful period, I just learned that at times, God can allow things. Unajua most of the time tunasemanga Mungu alifanya. But saa zingine anaruhusu tu. Saa zingine si yeye. Shetani pia kuna parts zake, but he just allows. You know, anakubali tu you go through things so that you can come back to him. Mm-hmm. Or it can shed off a certain... Because if I look back and I compare myself from that Hilda or last year na saizi, I can say that there is something that was shed. Mm-hmm. Si kukuwa na ile uwezo ya kukuwa authentically me. I was not even genuine with myself. Mm-hmm. Unaona? I was just living in my own dream world that I had created. Like I was away from reality. But you know, something like that happens, it makes you so vulnerable. The wound that no one, let me tell you, no one else can be able to heal. Because if I say someone could heal that, what was I expecting? To get another boyfriend immediately and get married? No. Mm-hmm. You see, this is the wound that only God, mm-hmm. in his own mercies, mm-hmm. after allowing everything that happened, he healed that wound. You know, and from healing you know, oh, I can be authentic to myself. I can be authentic and tell God, by there I'm struggling with this. Sure. God, I was born again zamani. Maybe I was struggling with a few things, but nilikuwa na struggle nazo chini ya maji without even letting you know, mm-hmm. and yet you are God. Mm-hmm. But this is an opportunity I can go boldly to God and say, God, manze, nina struggle na hii, mm-hmm. nina struggle na hii, you know. So it made me so genuine. Yeah. With myself. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing that was birthed from that, it was love for my family, mm-hmm. for the longest time. And that's why I can say your fears mnakujanga kuziface eventually, because I left Kenya because I thought we didn't have a family. Basically, my mom left my dad, my dad left my mom, tukabaki na mom. Mm-hmm. Like, basically, we didn't have a family. Ile ati ni Christmas tunaenda wacha. We don't have a place like that, mm-hmm. you know. But after that, I started viewing what really matters. I started looking at my siblings in a different eye. Mm-hmm. I started stopping judging them. Because saizo ukiwauliza, I wish they could be here, wanasema nilikuwa nimewaweka mahali. Mm-hmm. I used to see them like, they are so much sinners, ni watenda dhambi, alafu mimi niko Russia's na. Instead of trying to bring Christ to them, I was judging them. So they resisted Christianity. My siblings walikata. Wakasema, hiyo ndio wokovu venye mko nayo. Sisi hatuitaki. So, you know, God worked also in my spirituality. I had to understand my siblings, bring them closer. That aspect of love. And I think the fact that my sister-in-law came, it was a bulb to know that in your deepest shit, hakuna mwenye atakuwa na wewe. It's your family. Hilda, something happens to you right now, you find yourself in ICU or upumui. your mom will be around you, your siblings will be. Hakuna mtu mwenye atakuwa around you apart from your family. So I turned myself and I started looking at those people. I started looking at my family. I started looking at my mom with the most loving eyes possible. Because I think my greatest conflict in life has been with my mom. Yeah, because ninataka niambie who is my biological father. Like Pastor Gabriel raised me, but I knew that he's not my dad. So I wanted to know. So nilikuwa nimemwekea that, unaona, like uniambi, alafu pia unanikatizianga, unipendi, unaona. So from that pain, I viewed my mom so differently. Like I just embraced and knew, oof, she's my mom. Like despite all the shit that we are going through as a family, she is my mother. Yes. I started embracing my brothers, my sister. And I remember when I was celebrating my birthday, which is a month later, because it happened in November 3rd. On December 3rd, which is my birthday, I remember just writing a message to all my family members. And I told them, this year is for you guys. Like it's enough of me being away. Hii mwaka ni yenu. Hawakuelewa. Hawakufikiria why I told them that. Eventually we had to go back home sometime this year. In April, we just arranged a group with my cousins and my brother. We went home, a place where mi nilikuwa nimeka almost 8 years. I've never gone there. So there was a point of embracing where I am from, embracing our weaknesses. We had the best time. And after that, nilikuja nikawaambia everything that happened, And I feel like from that time, when it comes to hurting matters zenye tuna conceal kwa haraka, I think they are ready to talk. Because they are like, whatever Hilda went through, kutuambia ukanyamazia. Yeah, so over time nimekuja ku embrace their side. The other thing that is so crucial that I did and I think my people never understood, move out of that surrounding. Let me tell you, ukikaa mahali kwenye kinonda inakukumbusha hapa ndio ulidungiwa, songa tu, just to go. Toka tu, wachana niyo kinonda iendelee kuheal mali pengine. And eventually it heals. And also the people from that side, they enjoy a better version of you. So I think also that caused me to transition between churches, because come on, that's the pulpit. Hapo ndo kwenye alisimama. Hiyo mic ndiyo alikuwa ameshika, So everything about that place just reminds you. Uliambiwa hivi, walisema hivi, na hata unaona so and so, hata unaona so and so. And then after that, I think I got a lot of sympathy votes. A lot of people started being closer to me because Aki umefanyiwa hivyo Hilda, And sidhani kama ilikuwa healthy to me. Eventually ninge grow in that sympathy and I could not deal with what is really hurting. So I just had to move. I had time to heal, go through the emotions. Some days zimekuwa worse. Some days unarudishwa huko hivyo. Some days you are reminded of that day, everything that happened. Some days the enemy tells you stole your life in such a way. So it's not been a smooth ride. It's been so bumpy, up and down. I've grown through a lot of things. Mpaka saizi when I'm able to talk about this, I know that God is so faithful. Amen. So eventually I let God, and He's doing an amazing thing in my life. Yeah.
Thank you so much, our dear viewers. I believe through this story you're inspired. Sometimes in life, God allows pain in our lives. But, through the process, it may be painful. But as time goes by, you get to understand the reason, or you realize there are some good fruits. Actually, they are not some good fruits. They are fruits. They are good fruits that come out of that. So we hope this story inspires you and changes you. Thank you so much for being with us. It's been nice. Until next time.
Bye. Bye.